So let's talk about this right quick. She has a $600 payment right here on American Express that we could fix her cash flow with that if we were just using a credit card. And Capital One here, see, it's at $383. But what she has is a $50,000 line of credit that she currently has $1,100 on. So if she has $1,100 already in the balance of this $50,000, what if we took the American Express and put it over here and we, like, I don't know, paid that off? That would bring her cash flow up to $659. What else could we do? I say we wipe out all of these little baby ones and probably use this one as her expense card. We could do that, or we could let this balance work down and then grab that. But let's look and see if we add the 525, the 239, 1527, 66, 1070, and 1000. That would be 4427. So 4427 would pay off these. Okay, so we're going to add up. Actually, her expenses would come down, all of this except for these two. So now she's just going to have her home, which is, let me pull her back up. Her home is $2,500 a month, and then she would have these two cards. So she'd have 149 BOA and 383 Capital One. So this would now be her expenses. So she's at $3,032. Now we have to add in her living expenses because she still has to eat. She pays her tithes. She does all that fun stuff. And that's $27.89. She's at $58.21. So now we no longer have these expenses. We have $58.21. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean her cash flow is now? It's not $659 anymore. So if we take her income of $69.44 and we subtract out the $58.21, she now has $1,123 for cash flow. What did I do to get that? Nothing. Just transferred it. She didn't get another job and pay this stuff off. She just transferred these debts into a line of credit. So let's talk about how that's going to work. So we're going to add these up. So she's got $10,527 now in debt on this $50,000 line of credit. Okay, so we'll erase this since we know what her expenses are now. Let's see what the percentage rate is on. Okay, so it is 7.95% on this 50K. 7.95%. And let's just see what the 7.95% on the 10,527 would be times 7.95%. Equals divided by 12, $70 approximately. That's not bad. How much interest was she paying over here on these? $5,800. Let's see what those were. So if she was paying 29% on this American Express, 25% on this Capital One, even the Amazon, 29.99, and so was the Home Depot. Okay, so let's see, if she was paying 29.99 on the 1,070 times 29.99%, she was paying about $27 a month on the Home Depot, so I'll write this over here. This is going to be our interest. So the interest on this one is about $27 a month based on her balance of $1,070. Then the Home Depot is going to be about the same, but we'll figure it. Divided by 12. So she's paying $25 a month. Oh, I've got these switched, but they're about the same. Then let's look what the American Express at 29% was. $141. Okay, I won't even go into Capital One. Look at this, $70 on that American Express was $141 by itself. I think she's already a winner, right? Because she's already cutting out interest, and that alone is a winner, okay? But now the interest is just $70 at the 7.95% on the 10,000. She paid off all of this, and she already had $1,100 on it. So we've just added all this together. Her interest is $70. We're going to Add that in here now. So we know now that she's already winning here, okay? So she's already winning because she's saving interest. Now, $10,597 with the $70 interest. What's our next move? What do we do when we do this? Income goes in, $69.44, income 1. So we're at $10,597, subtracting out $69.44, $36.53 is now her balance after she has done the income transfer. So she went from $10,527 to $36.53. The bank will do an average daily balance on what this account's going to be to do this interest, to figure what her interest charge is. I figured it off of the $10,527. What if I did an average between these two? What do you think the difference is going to be? Okay, so it'd really probably be closer to $50. So that's $20 more when this one right here was $141 all by itself. So yeah, she's a winner just because she's transferred all of that into this line. It gave her this cash flow. Now her balance is down to $36.53. She's going to add her expenses of $58.21 back in because she has to eat. She has to pay her house payment. So these are her expenses. So she is at $94.74. Month 2, we're going to bring this again, $69.44. Can you all see this? $69.44. So $94.74, subtract out $69.44, you've got $25.30. I don't know, guys. What do you think? What do you think our interest is going to be this month? Looks like it's going to be pretty low, doesn't it? Okay, so let's figure what the interest is going to be now going into the second. So if we are at $25.30 for a balance, we're going to add in some interest. So let's average again. We'll average between the high and the low. Get an average just to see where we're at. So $25.30 plus $94.74. divided by 2. So we're at $40. $40 for interest. What do you guys think about this? I mean, this is your basic velocity. This can work for anybody that's got some debt and then you're just wanting to get all of these credit cards out of this mess, put it into a line, work it down. We are just now in the second month. This was income number 2. This is her second month. She was already down here. Now the second month is in. We've added the interest. I added month 1's number interest up here. Number 1's interest is here. Number 2's interest is here, okay? So this is interest. Now we're going to add her expenses, $58.21. That includes her house, her mortgage. That includes all of their food, the tithe, everything. $58.21 expenses. We're at $83.91. Looky here, we're going in for month 3's income to come in. So income 3, $69.44. So $1,447. What do you think? One more month, she's going to be out of this debt. Now, we didn't count this card because this could be used for her expense card. And if this is used for her expense card, guess what? That $383 becomes cash flow now, right? So she could be knocking this down while she's finishing this. If you play the game right, I wouldn't mess with this one because it's a 0%. And when a credit card's at a 0%, I would just pay the minimum payment. But this one is at 25%. So when we get done, she could go ahead and grab it. Hey, how about if we just go ahead and grab that and pull that in here? This $11,000. Let's just go ahead and do that. Because she's almost got this off. What does that do to her cash flow? Takes it back up to $383 or adds the $383 in. Her cash flow is now $1,506. Oh my, she's going to be happy with this board and I know it. So $58.21 subtract out the $383 would be her new expenses are now $54.38. Guys, this is the way you do this, okay? You have to realize that we're just using the wrong instruments that the bank offers. You're just using the wrong instruments. If you're setting in loans or you're letting balances sit on credit cards, you need to get a line of credit. You need to just move everything into the line so that you can work that debt off. You can gain all of this cash flow and now it's paying off your account. So let's go ahead and do this. 12,447. We're going to, let's see, we need to add some more interest. So let's do it off of the high and the low. Okay, I'll just do it right here. $46. That is all the interest. That is the average. So she's at $12,493. We're going to add her expenses though, $54.38, because she's got to eat. So $12,493 plus $54.38, $17,931. Okay, so $17,931. We've already added the interest. We've already taken out the expenses. This paid off the Capital One. All right, let's put in the income again. What month is this? Income number 4. So her 4th month, $17,931 minus $69.44 is $10,987. Let's add some interest. We'll add her expenses, $54.38 for month 4. Let's add some interest. So we'll take the high and the low here, plus $17,931 divided by 2 times 7.95% divided by 12. So $96 approximately for interest because we paid off that. So that took her balance back up here. So we're at 96. I think I figured the interest a little early here before, but that's okay. We averaged it out. We're good. Everybody relax. We're good. $54.38, $10,987. So we're at $16,521. Here we go. We're doing the $69.44 again. Income number 5. So $95.77. So we'll do the expenses for month 5. Let's figure some interest again. We'll do on the high and the low. $16,521. $87 interest. These are expenses. Let me put the expenses here for anybody trying to keep notes. Can you also see? Are we good? Okay. Let's see what we are. We're running out of room. $95.77 plus $54.38 expenses and $87 in interest is $15,102. And we're going to do the income again, $69.44, income number 6. So 6 months, she's wiped out all of her credit cards except this 0%. We're going to just be paying that because we want to keep the 0%. It's not charging us interest. This over here is charging a little bit of baby interest. $81.58 is her balance at the end of month 6. So let's just figure what we're looking at to finish that off. About almost 6 more months. So within the year, less than a year, she will be paid off. So that means that she paid off $10,527 plus the $11,000. So she paid off $21,527 in less than 12 months. Not doing anything different. She just rearranged her money a little bit. She decided to start putting the money where it serves her instead of making all these little payments with all of this interest. So paid off.